Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It is almost 1 a.m. on Christmas Day and I've just come back from a Christmas dinner with some family. It is something we do on Christmas Eve because part of my family is German and Germans celebrate Christmas on Christmas Eve. I'm still a little bit up and about even though it's early in the morning, and I feel like it's time to make this video. I feel like this is the first video I need to make before I make any other video because I feel like there's this big change coming in me. It's been sort of percolating within my body for the last few months. It's a feeling of urgency. There's this person that I've always wanted to be, and it's this person that I feel that I am, and I keep putting off becoming that person. It's not like this is a couple of years of me putting it off. This is like 20 years of me putting off becoming this person. I'm looking at my life and I'm almost 40, and my recent holiday in Taiwan really allowed me to figure some things out in my head because, you know, I came back to Australia and I kind of just started to find my feet with living back in this country and, you know, getting my bearings a little bit. And I guess like my creative side has taken a bit of a backseat to that. It's not that it hasn't been in the front of my mind. It's something that I think about every day, and it's like, when am I going to get to it? When am I going to get to it? And I just keep putting it off, and I keep procrastinating about making videos and doing all these things that I really want to do, but I keep finding other things to do that don't make it a priority. I want to change that, and I really want to put something in place today where it forces me to take action. So my recent trip to Taiwan was great. I had the best time, and to be honest, getting back to Taiwan was like coming home. There's just some kind of energy about the place that just makes me feel so comfortable, so happy to be there. I just remember when I was coming in from Hong Kong to Kaohsiung Airport, and it was at night time, and I just remember seeing out from under the wing of the plane the lights of Taiwan appear, and just this feeling came over me. It wasn't like I was like emotional and crying or anything like that. It was just this warmth of coming home. There really is just this magical energy about Taiwan for me. Whenever I'm not there, it's all I can think about. Like, I really do. And I'm not just playing this up. I think about Taiwan all the time. It's a constant thought in my mind and just wanting to be there. And yeah, I can't shake it. I don't know. It's like the island is calling me to come back all the time.
It's not an island. It's a place where miracles happen.
But I know that's not a reality right now. And some might say, you know, well, if you want it, just go. But I'm a very pragmatic person, and I'm also very structured in the way I do things. My overreaching goal is to be able to live between Taiwan and Australia and just be able to move freely between the two countries. Like, you know, if I feel like going back to Australia, then I'll live in Australia and I'll stay there for a few months. And when I get sick of Australia, I'll go back to Taiwan, and I'll just keep kind of doing that. But right now, in the position I am in my life, that is not possible because it's just not financially viable, right? So I'd have to be financially independent to be able to do that, which means I need to really start doing a lot of work, and I need to really put the work in if I want this thing to become a reality. And so I think that this goal of mine is a big enough incentive for me to take the action that's required. If I can't do what's required to get this, then I'm just never going to do this. I really have that feeling now, like it's now or never. I either do this or I don't. I have a very clear vision of how I want my future life to be, and this is not a 10-year plan. This is 3 to 5 years. I'm not going to say that if I don't achieve it by the end of 5 years, that I'm not going to keep going towards it, but I expect of myself what I think that I can put out and the effort that I can give, that I can achieve this goal within 3 to 5 years. Because I feel if I put as much effort into this, into YouTube, into music, into a bunch of other things that go with this long-term goal that I put into my job here in Australia, I'll smash this. I'll smash this goal. There's no doubt in my mind that I'll be able to achieve it. And I know that I can do the work if I really apply myself. This is the biggest goal I've ever had to try and achieve, but I think it's the achievement of little goals that I've achieved along the way in the last sort of 10 to 15 years of me really diving into personal development and trying to take active control of my life and the direction it's going in, that I know that was kind of like a lot of little bits of practice for me to go, you can really do anything you want if you just apply yourself. But it's actually time to start applying all that stuff to something that I really, really want. Because when I got off that plane and I landed in Adelaide after being in Taiwan, there was just this real level of anxiety about not being there anymore. I know that only getting a few weeks to visit Taiwan every year is not something that's going to work for me long term. So this is why I need to start doing these things, start becoming this person that I've always wanted to be, start taking the action that I know I need to take, and start working towards this dream. We only live once. We get this life one time, and I'm not going to sit there and just let this slide off into the distance. I'm not going to just let it go. I can't. If I'm in the same position that I'm in right now, in 20 years, I'll go fucking insane. And it's not to say that I'm not grateful for the way that my life is right now and I'm not thankful or happy or, it's just that I know I can't stay here. I can't settle. Like, I need to keep going. There's another me out there. There's another me within me that needs to come out. The mask needs to come off. I need to be myself fully. That might upset some people because there's a part of me that I don't share too much, but if I did, it could rub people the wrong way a little bit. A lot of that has to do with the personal development stuff that I'm going to start bringing out, and some of the mindset stuff could rub people the wrong way because not everyone thinks that way, and that's why only few people succeed, because they don't want to accept some of the things that I'm going to start not preaching, but I'm going to start sharing things that have helped me correct my mindset and become someone who does believe in themselves, who doesn't buy into the culture of complaining and blaming and finding excuses for why they can't do things, and why 100% accountability is a very important thing if you're ever going to achieve the things you want to achieve in life. Like I said in a previous video that I did like a couple of months ago, you forget that other people don't know about this stuff. You get so entrenched in the personal development stuff and your changed mindset, and that you have all these answers and you can say all the right things and you can help people understand why they're not doing the things that they want to do. But you don't realize that 99% of the people out there aren't hearing the same information you're hearing. And there are people out there who would be receptive to it, but they just don't know where to look. And the more people who share it, eventually those people are going to stumble upon it, and then they'll become someone like me who want to pass it on as well. And the ripple effect goes and affects the right people who want to make changes, who want to use this information, who want to change their mindset, want to take the steps, who want to take the action towards achieving their goals. And it's time for me to pay it forward. It's time for me to pass it on, but I want to do it in a way where I'm passing it on and I'm not lecturing people, because I'm not in a position to lecture anyone because I haven't been taking the action myself. I want to be able to use what I know, apply it, and share it with you guys and take you on the journey of me trying to achieve the goal. And basically, the proof is in the pudding. And I'm going to be my own guinea pig for you guys as well, is to show that by putting the effort in, by putting the time in, and having a clear vision, goals, having the self-belief, having the mindset, that you can literally achieve anything that you set your mind to. You just got to be willing to work for it. It's not going to fall out of the sky. You're not going to win the lottery and all of a sudden one day all your problems are going to be fixed. It's actually going to take hard work. And I want to show every step of the way in all facets of my life. It takes time, it takes patience, and it takes persistence. It's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take years. And unless you're willing to do that, it's very, very unlikely that you're going to get to where you want to go. So that's the whole purpose. It's like this channel has like now really kind of evolved into this building my dream life through my passions. So it's early morning of Christmas Day, and I'm going to set some goals. They're very basic. It's just a starting point. There'll be little updates on each element, maybe once a month, but then we'll sort of go back every 3 months and review, see if I'm actually getting to where I want to go, if I need to adjust anything, and just go with it. There's no failure in trying, but if I'm not trying, then that's kind of the failure, is not doing anything. If I'm doing something and I'm getting closer, then I'm winning, taking one step every day towards the goal. I don't know how far away that goal is, but I know that if I keep taking steps every day, I'm at least one step closer. So to start off, we're going to go with body and mind, because I think this is the most important goal, because this is the vehicle that you have to go through life. So step one is something that I've talked about pretty much every second freaking video that I've ever made on this channel, is that I need to lose weight. And it's not something that I've been doing since I've come back from Taiwan this year. I've gained about 10 kilos. So I've already started to make a lot of progress in this area. I got to a point sometime in the past month where I was about 109 kilo. I'm now 104 about 3 weeks later. So I've dropped 5 kilo, let's say, in the last less than a month. Someone is creating that Taiwan vibe for me outside my window. There's actually, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's actually fireworks going off. That's not allowed in Australia, especially at this time of night, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. My overall goal, and it just says here, lose weight until I weigh 85 kilo. Current weight, 104.3, December 24, 2023. 28-day goal weight. So this is when I will review my progress again, is 99.9 kilos. So I want to be under 100 kilos by the 20th of January. My action steps for that is spend an average of 60 minutes per day working out, average 6,000 steps each day per week. Step 2, once I achieve that step 1 goal, the next goal will be achieve 15% body fat. I may achieve that by doing step 1, but if I haven't, then that's step 2. Step 3 is improve dietary lifestyle. So then I'll start looking at, okay, how can I improve my diet? How can I start to look at actually like longevity, all these sorts of things? So we're starting with the basic thing first, which is lose the weight. We're going to look at getting to a healthy body fat index. Then we're looking at like overall health, the nutrients you're putting in your body. And then, that can also branch out into things like, I'm going to do a marathon, or I want to do a rowing challenge, or I want to do a cycling challenge or a running challenge. We start at the beginning and we start building from there. Mind is the next part of the body mind goal. Develop a 30-minute per day meditation ritual. It's something that I've on and off with. I want it to become a daily habit. I know that when I do it, I feel a lot better. I feel a lot of clarity. I come up with a lot of good ideas, and I get space to clear my mind, to make room for creative revelations and that sort of stuff. So that's something that I'm going to build towards. And it says complete this ritual throughout the month of January without missing a day. The next goal is YouTube. So I've got a content section and an outcome. So content, YouTube, publish 100 videos to YouTube in 2024. That's a big goal considering last year I probably posted 4 videos, maybe 5. So 100, that's almost 2 a week. I think that's very doable if I put more work into it, if I take more action. And it's not to say that I'm going to be doing 2 a week straight away. It's probably going to mean that I'm going to start doing 1, then I'll get another one out. Then I'll get another one out sooner, and then eventually I'll get out 2 a week, and then I probably might even get 3 or 4 out on some other ones. If I set it at 1 a week, it would be 52 videos for 2024. Some actions around that: spend an average of 2 hours each day working on this goal, publish an average of 2 videos per week to YouTube throughout 2024. I say spend 2 hours, that's the starting point. If I feel like I'm not getting enough traction, I've got to spend more time on it. 2 hours is kind of like with work and everything else that I got to do. It's pushing it. I'm not going to make any excuses. That's what I think is manageable. I think that with 2 hours a day, I can achieve doing that. I just got to be very smart about how I make my videos. Outcome. This is probably the biggest goal I've got out of all the goals that I've got here. Reach 100,000 subscribers on YouTube by the end of 2024. That's a pretty big goal, considering that I've been doing and making YouTube videos for 3 to 4 years now, and I've only got just over a couple of thousand subscribers to now go from 2,000 to 100,000 in 1 year. I know there'd probably be some people out there that are like, who the fuck do you think you are, thinking you can get to 100,000 by the end of 2024. Your past results and your past efforts and your past track record with doing this, how do you possibly think you're going to get to 100,000 subscribers? Well, when I originally set this goal, it was 10,000. Then I thought back to a book that I read quite a number of years ago now called The 10X Rule by Grant Cardone. And he said, when you set a goal, whatever your initial goal was, take that, times it by 10. So 10,000, I made it 100,000. Because if I set it to 10,000, then if I get close to that, or even if I get it, it's like, yay, I got my 10,000. But if I set it to 100,000, and just say I get to 50,000 subscribers, that's already 40,000 more than I was originally going to set my goal for. Because I set it to 100, so I'm pushing the bar. I'm really, 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 really trying to push it. I worked it out. I've got a graph because the next step says create a graph to calculate your progress and review weekly. I've literally got to get, I think it's something like 250 subscribers a day from today to reach 100,000 subscribers by the end of 2024. That's a lot. It's just such a big goal that it's going to push me a lot further than 10,000 that I had originally set. That's why it's so high. I'm not going to reduce that, because if I hit it, then it'll be just like, how did you do that? What's next? So create a graph to calculate your progress and review weekly. Adjust your actions according to what is required to reach your goal. Never reduce the goal, increase the action. Never reduce the goal, increase the action. Couple other goals I got here, so these are the last two. Music, let's spend an average of 30 minutes each day on songwriting. The outcome I want for that is fully produce 6 songs with a video by the end of 2024. So 1 song every 2 months with a video, and it doesn't have to be anything flash. It doesn't need to be a music video. It can just be a lyric video or whatever, to share it with you guys. And there is going to come in with some things there where I want to start actually putting it on some streaming platforms and whatnot. The other goal, and this is the final goal that we're starting with, Chinese. My Chinese is not where I want it to be. I've partially completed a lifetime goal of mine. I've always wanted to be able to speak another language. I think that's born out of the fact that I should technically be able to speak a few other languages from my heritage, but I can't because I was never taught when I was younger. Everyone just spoke English. If things had panned out differently and different decisions were made when I was younger, then I should probably be able to speak fluent German and fluent Serbo-Croatian. I know bits and pieces of both languages, but my Chinese is better than both of them. I really want to take a big step forward with my Chinese. I've actually done something already to really fast track that, is that I have a teacher now. I'm paying someone to teach me to speak Taiwanese Mandarin. My study habits, develop a study habit of spending an average of 60 minutes each day on learning Taiwanese Chinese by February 28, 2024. The other study habit is go to Chinatown once a fortnight and put yourself in situations where you can only speak Chinese. The outcome that I want is to be able to confidently have a conversation with a native speaker and fully understand what is being said by December 31, 2024. It's all very exciting. It all ties into the overall goal for my long-term goals. So that's my goals to start off with. I will expand on those and add maybe some others as I start hitting some of the other goals, but that's the first kind of framework of what I want to begin with. There's enough there that it's specific enough, I think, and I'm not putting too much pressure on myself. I mean, some of them are pretty big, but it's not like I'm setting 10 goals and just giving myself no realistic amount of time to achieve them. When I was on my way back from Taiwan sitting in Hong Kong airport. I had a 10-hour layover. I sat there and I wrote down a bunch of goals. I had a bunch of stuff that I was going to do. Health and fitness was so much more detailed than that. It was, I'm going to go to the gym, do this. I'm going to go back to jiu-jitsu. I'm going to go back to boxing. I'm going to get good at all of them. I'm going to do X, Y, Z in this area and that area. And when I got off that plane in Adelaide and I felt that feeling of like, this time in Taiwan was not enough. I want more time there. I want to be able to freely go there whenever I want. It all just kind of hit me. All the personal development, all that stuff. One of the first ever motivational talks I ever heard from Les Brown, he said he used to be a jack of all trades, master of none. He used to be doing so many things and he'd never master anything. And he said it wasn't until the day he chose to focus on one thing. He looked at everything that he enjoyed doing, the things that he was talented at, and he chose the one thing that he felt he had the best talent at and that he was most passionate about. And he said, I'm just going to focus on this. And he just did that. And it all started to come together. He started to gain momentum and he ended up becoming one of the greatest motivational speakers of all time. So that's where I started to have to go, right, what's a priority? The priority is what's the long-term goal? I had to delete so much of that stuff. No jiu-jitsu, no boxing. Pick one thing, fitness orientated, and just lose the weight, because you got to focus on something that's more important to you. You can't be trying to like fit all this stuff in. It's not realistic. Strip it back and be very basic. That's why I've just chosen those 4 things. And even for some people, that's a lot still. And even for me, I think at the beginning, it's going to be a lot. Basically, I've worked it out. It's 4.5 hours a day. That's why I've made it very simple to start with. Just some very clear, simple actions that I got to take. Start developing the habits. Review where I'm at. What do I need to do if I'm not hitting the target? What do I need to do? What's working? What's not working? Let's keep adjusting the path till we get like a plane going from one city to another. I don't just go straight there. Right now, I've set a path to go straight to one point to another, but I'm going to get off course. I'm going to have to keep tacking and adjusting to get where I want to go. So that's that, guys. These are my goals for 2024. I want to share them with you, like I said, to hold myself accountable. And I feel like my talents with music, my talents with creative stuff, and my knowledge of personal development, and I want to use it as like a project for this channel to show how it does actually apply and work towards achieving the things you want. So documenting that journey and not just showing up at the end going, I did all this, but I didn't show you how I did it. I have all the knowledge, I just need to apply it, and this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to document that whole journey of going from step 1 right through until it's done. Who knows how long it's going to take? But I'm dead certain that I cannot sit around and just wait for things to fall from the sky. It's just never going to happen. And I think that that's what happens with a lot of people. The majority of people in life is they kind of just keep waiting around for things to change. They change nothing, so nothing changes. And then, all of a sudden, 10 years go past, 20 years go past, 30 years go past. All of a sudden, they're, 50, 60, 70 going, fuck, I wish I started when I was 30. I wish I started when I was 40. I don't want that to happen. I refuse to allow that to happen. It's already been sitting in my head for way too many years. But now it's like, I know exactly what I want to do. I know exactly what I want to build. I know exactly where I want to go and who I want to become. It's such a great feeling to know that. But it's not that I just woke up one day and was like, I know what I want to do. I've been searching for a long time, and it's because I put the time in. I did the work. I listened. I learned. I went to seminars. I really, really dove deep into myself to really try and understand myself and what is important to me. And it's just been this constant journey. And I feel like, as airy-fairy as it sounds, I feel like the universe has been leading me on this path, and nothing is by accident. It's all how it's meant to be. I was meant to get to this point in my life right now where this is about to happen because of everything that has led up to it. Everyone has that thing. It's not all the same for everyone. This is my thing though. This is where I just feel like this is the purest, truest thing for me to be able to do. It's like the mask is coming off now, and I'm just going to go full fucking bore towards what I want. And I don't give a fuck who it upsets. I think what I'm trying to do is a good thing. And I think it's going to help a lot of people, and it's going to show that you can turn your passion into your life. You can turn the thing you enjoy doing the most, your hobby or whatever it is, into your job. But it's not a job because it's your hobby. It's just work, patience, time, belief, all of that. You got to have it. If you don't have it, then you're never going to get it. I've changed enough in here. Now it's time to use what I know in here to change it all out here. I felt this video was necessary. I've got reaction videos coming. I've got my holiday in Taiwan videos coming. I've got travel around Australia. I know some of you have already said that you want to see a little bit more of here as well. So, you know, it's a bit of everything. It's all me, and it's all part of the big long-term vision. That's pretty much it. I know it's a little bit of a long one. Like I said, it's just necessary. I have to put this here first before I do anything else. It's there now. It's imprinted into the history books, and we're going to come back in a year's time and see if I actually did any of this stuff. And, you know, we're going to be reviewing it all throughout the year. So it's going to be fun. If you got this far, I hope that you got something out of this, and I hope that you are looking forward to joining me on this journey. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. Peace.